Hello. You know, before I start this video, I'm going to talk about growing old gracefully. Personally for me, not for anyone else. Okay? And you know what? I want to start this off with a comedian that I love. And her name is Joan Rivers. She talked about growing old gracefully. Okay? Joan Rivers, her exact statement and words is, growing old is hell. But I'm going to put this video down in the description bar. Probably can't see it because of the light. And it's a year of them following Joan Rivers around. This is hilarious, but it has a lot of life tidbits in it. And I just want to let you know how people truly think about me. That I am going on 67, okay? So I'm always proud to tell my age. I've never hit it. People consider me old. They consider me slow. They consider me weak. They consider me so many other things, what I even thought about old people, okay? You know you're old when you consider somebody 50 young, okay? That's the funny part. But one thing before I really start this video seriously, I am the same person. The core of me is the same person when I was a child. I'm still outgoing. I still laugh a lot. I still cry easily. I cried a lot when I was a child. At a drop of a hat. My mom used to say, I am so tired of her crying. I have a tough exterior. And it's kind of softened over time, but you can still get to that tough exterior. I'm still a girly girl. You can look at me. I always love to dress up. I will never let anyone put me in a box. Never. Never, okay? I don't care if I love something and you don't. That's your problem. That was a strong part of me that I always liked. And it's always easy for me to say no to. I'm that type of person that I can say no. If I don't want to do something, I'm not doing it. Okay, that's never changed. That's the core of me. But there was one core of me that my mom straightened out early in the game, and that was me being selfish. Okay? I seen someone else do it in a video the other day, and she said her mom told her the same thing. I'm like, wow. And I used to always keep my hands closed. And I know my baby sister know exactly what I'm going to do. And my mom always said, if you keep it closed, nothing could come in good to you. Okay, so you cut off all your blessings. And I'm also that little girl that loved makeup from the time she was 12. And I also was a tomboy. But I'm going to get this video started. And just remember, this is about me aging. Not about anyone else. But I just, you know, love to ask older people, older than me, what it's like to grow older. Even a 96-year-old that I love to death. And I even asked her, when she wake up, does she just pop up? And she said that her body woke up before her limbs started to move, and she had to warm up. But I'm telling you, she did yoga. She did everything that, even Pilates. Oh my gosh, she was so good. But you know, I've talked long enough, so we are going to get this video started. And don't forget Joan Rivers, okay? Her video I'm going to put down in the description. But I will chit chat with you in a little bit.
City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down, yeah.
I was born in the city.
Hi. I just got through filming my small grocery haul from Walmart and also a very small haul from Amazon. And you know me, I get to thinking. And I wanted to talk about what it feels like for me to grow old gracefully. You know, that always interests me. That's why I always love to talk to older people. Because you really want to know. I mean, you're going to be different when you get there. And the first part I'm going to bring up is about my mortality. Or should I go back to say, when we say grow old gracefully, are we really just growing old, or is it just gracefully? Is it something that makes it sound good? I remember Joan Rivers, she's deceased now, and she said, and I never forget it, growing old as hell. It is, she didn't say this, but I say it is not for the weak. It's really not. But again, I am Betty J. Gavin's daughter of Jean Grey. And all you subscribers, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And you ones that's lurking around and just been looking, hit that button. Hit that button. I bet you'll like some of my content. But we're going to get back to this old growing gracefully. And you're probably going to see me look different ways at different times, because I'm not going to tape this all in one shot. But first I want to talk about mortality. That's what really hit me when I hit 60. When I was 30, I still will say my age. I'll be 67 this year. And when I was 30, 40, 50, anybody asks me my age, I tell them it doesn't matter, because you have to remember, everybody do not make it to the old folks club. Okay? That's a blessing. So if somebody call you old, they calling you a blessing. Okay? But mortality, when I hit my 60s, it really blew. Like, how did I get there? And I talked to somebody the other day, and they said exactly the same thing. She's a couple of years younger than me. And she was like, how did I get there? Because you know, you can't live another 40 years. And even if you lived another 30, that's going to put me, what, at 97? I'm laughing, but not laughing, because in a way, you're like, I want to grow old with the quality of life. And I'm going to tell you, growing old is not for the weak. It's for the strong. And I don't mean just physically, because physically, yes, you're going to need it, because you do lose some of that strength. But what I mean is, you want that quality of life where you can think. You can still go on the computer, you know, all the stuff. You still want that good quality of life. You want to have good health. You want to be able to see. That's what becomes so important after that. I had cataracts, and they took them off, and I got back 20/20. The only time I have to use glasses is when I read. But they also have focals that they can put on, and you won't need the reading glasses. But they couldn't give me 100% that it was going to work. So I took I just get my little Dollar Tree glasses and go for it. And with my mortality, I'm really one of the fortunate ones, and also my husband, because we're very healthy. Both of us, and I know me, I exercise on and off all my life. Okay? And I didn't do it thinking about the quality of life as I got older. I exercised to stay thin. I would run. That's all my kids know. In fact, my granddaughter runs now. So that's amazing to me. And I always loved to run. Not thinking later in life that was going to be my insurance policy of me being healthy as I grow older. Because what, I'm in like the 15% that, you know, stays pretty healthy and active, and don't stop. Keep moving. If you're not doing anything now, you better get to moving. And especially in those mid-30s, get to moving, because that's what's going to get you to the old people club. Okay, you want to call it growing old gracefully? You got to move. You got to move to have a long life, a quality of life. You can't stop. So physically, don't stop. continually go and move. And another thing, I do not dwell on it every day. It really affected me at 60, but now I'm heading into 67, and my friend that's 70 said, oh, you got something else waiting for you each decade. I'm like, oh, don't say that. Don't say that. But another thing too, and I'm going to end this portion with that, I'm still going to continue the video, is how people look at me. Okay? They consider you old, dried up, a has-been already. And we have so much life left. I can remember my mom. She got married when she was like 30-something. And I was like, why she want to get married? She too old. 30-something. And it's so funny because it's hilarious. Now, like with Tom, he's just turning 50. Other people will say that's old. I'm like, you just starting your life. You got a ways to go. And that's the funny part to me. And usually I'm the oldest in the group. Patrick will tell you that. But it's not bad. You know, I'm happy. Do I want to be younger? No. I probably would like to stop the age of like now. But I definitely don't want to be younger. I love the wisdom that I have, and I will not give that up for youth any day. But I just want to say, especially to the ones that starting about 35, like I say, you're at the top of that. You're at the top of it. You're not over. You're at the top. So make sure you start moving if you haven't been moving. If you have the weight on, you know, get to moving. Eat healthier. And I've even gone back to not eating as healthy, and I'm trying to change that at this point, because it was one point for a long time I ate healthier, and even my sister talked about that. And I need to get back to that. And my husband. Now, we eat more vegetables than a typical American, but I really need to clean up some other things, and I really am doing that now. But that's just a little bit about the mortality side. And just remember, if you get to make it to my age, you made it to the old folks club. And many people do not make it. And I want to say one more thing about the mortality. You know how the government, now they keep raising the age because they say people are living longer, but the statistics is showing that they're dying earlier. That's what the statistics is showing. But they've raised the age of 66, 67 because you know a lot of people die before they're 65. And they know it. They got all this money, and, you know, people have died. And they never collect their Social Security check. My mom got hers maybe for a year. Okay? And I just want to say that you are not considered a long lifer until you turn 65. And usually the people that turn 65 are long lifers. However, I just want to say you got to keep moving, and you got to take care of yourself. And we're going to talk about other things that I think that we need, I'll say we need, to keep it going and keep that higher quality. I'm not talking about anybody else, so you know, but you could share constructive criticism, and I'll listen. I love to listen to people my age and older. Okay, so I'm going to stop this clip right now, and then we're going to go on to something else, and I will see you again. I might be looking a little different because I wanted to do this one in bits and pieces, but I will chat with you in a little bit. Next thing we're going to talk about is memory, because most older people, that's what they worry about, that they're going to lose their memory. I know when the pandemic first started, I stopped going to the gym. I really stopped being around friends. And so that right there was cut off. Then the only thing you're doing is you're listening to the news. You're not reading anymore. You're not doing the self-help books. You're not doing your crossword puzzles. You aren't doing anything but looking at that news and saying, oh goodness, am I going to get sick? But I did notice that my memory started going just a little bit. And when I would talk to people, it would be like I would lose it in the middle. So what you try to do is you try to compensate for it, because it's like you you've lost some of it. So I know it can happen to anybody. And that went on for a little while, and I would try to hide it from my baby sister. But one day she called on, because I was trying to compensate for that a little bit. She said, you need to find your book. You need to busy your mind, because something's just not quite right. So what I did after that, I went back to reading. I started doing crossword puzzles. And especially, you know, with YouTube, you're going to remember everything. And that's why I tell older people to keep up with the technology. Get on the internet. Learn it, because that is our way of life, of what's now. Everything is fast, 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 fast. You pay your bills online. A lot of people cut the cable and they just have internet. So the main thing, if you think you're losing your memory, even when you think back when you were younger, you forgot things, okay? So, but the main thing, you got to use those brain cells, because a lot of things are just not rejuvenating like when we were younger. Even our skin cell turnover is a lot slower than when we were younger. But always remember, just even that part, keep your mind busy, stay around other people, even if it's, you know, calling on the telephone, chit-chatting, keep that mind really busy. And I will see you in a little bit. And you know, what I explained to you before is, in a long life, you have a lot of bits and pieces and puzzles fit together. And when you start getting toward the end, you have all this wisdom that you wish you would have had when you were 20. But all in all, I just want you to remember, a lot of people do not make it to the old folks club. They do not. And I know the first people that I remember passing was when I was in 4th grade. It was 3 sisters, and I stayed in Palm Beach, Florida. And we were surrounded by lakes and oceans. I can remember there was 3 sisters. And they went in the lake, and only one sister came out. And those were the first time I really experienced someone dying, you know, with me being old enough to really understand that concept. So just think of all the years that they have been gone and surely forgotten by most people. So I'm happy to be old. You can call me old if you want. Growing gracefully? I don't know about that. But I know you have to be strong. You have to be strong, because what happened is, too, people start treating you as you were weak. And we are not weak, is what I tell people. And we are not children. I can also say that. And I'm going to end this with, I did not truly feel like I was really an adult till I was about 27, and I had my first child at 22, okay? And 35 at the peak. And that's why I'm so interested in women around that age, because you're so busy. And really, those are one of the best parts of your life, that 35 and up, you know? And 60 was a defining moment, because then, like I said in the beginning, my mortality kicked in. However, I just wanted to explain that a little bit. So when you see us old people, we are not weak. And just think, you may not make it in the old folks club, okay? But again, I am Betty J. Gathers, daughter of Jean Grey. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, because that helps me grow. And you know what I'm going to say. Let's go.
Don't take it. Take it, just don't deep and live my life. Don't take it personal. I ain't lying. I ain't hiding. I've been grinding, multiplying.